Have we reached the point in the timeline where we have affordable, always-on agents? Normally, the answer to provocative questions like that on the internet is no, but we have just released Meta Muse Glimmer, which is a 30 billion parameter open model that's optimized for always-on local agent workflows. So today I'm going to set it up on my M4 Mac using Ollama and Hermes and see if I can live that dream of free 24/7 agents. Let's find out if the future is now. Supposedly all I have to do is Ollama run and the model name on it. This one is built for MLX, so it runs well in Silicon. We got 21 gigabytes being downloaded for the model. That is success. I've always used Ollama with a framework, but I'm seeing here that you can send a message. What model are you running? And it's cranking through the thinking behind it. We are cooking with gas with a Meta model. So let's hook it up to Hermes. I took a quick look at the settings on Hermes, and I don't know how to add Ollama as an option, so I'm just going to ask it. It says it got it configured. We'll start a new chat. And if we do our drop down to Muse Glimmer 30 billion, I am not even going to bother messing around. I'm going to tell it to orient itself to my MCP server connectivity into HiveWiki. This is my knowledge store that connects between all of my agents. It's already pushing a minute of working on this silently to itself. But I can tell you my system fan is really spinning up. 2.5 minutes into it, and it's starting to output something. I will have to double check what the time was on that, but it did get the job done finally. I'm asking it to do a real agentic task. This time I'm running a timer. At the 8-minute mark, we're getting text output. 16 minutes in, and I think it just got done checking if the page already exists. I have good news and bad news and worse news. Good news, it actually completed an agentic action. I asked it to create this page. It went out, it checked for it in the wiki via an MCP, so it was actually showing tool use. And it said, hey, that page doesn't exist. Do you want me to take these steps? That's the bad news, that it brought me back in as a user to approve doing what it is proposing is the right answer. But here's the terrible news. It took 49 minutes. It took almost an hour to go out, search for the page, find that it wasn't there, and propose an action. Not take it, propose it. You're probably wondering if it's a resource issue. I have an M4 Silicon MacBook Pro with 48 gig of memory. And Ollama is running at 30 gigabytes of that and less than 10% of my CPU. Let's see how many raw tokens it's outputting. I'm going to ask it how an LLM works. It did a lot of thinking before it responded to the user, which speaks to its agentic emphasis. And this is the kind of speed that we're streaming out at. It spent 1.5 minutes generating tokens, but it took 2.5 minutes for this prompt to come through. It was about 1 minute until first token. And then it generated at just over 13 tokens per second, which is not great. Let's break down the results. Can you run Meta Muse Glimmer 30B locally? Yes, you can. Can you run an agent framework against it like Hermes? Yes, you can. Are you able to do real work with it? Yes, you can. It actually reached out via MCP, got information, evaluated it, and recommended a next step. Here's the real world wet blanket question to ask. Can you do this practically? No, you can't do any of this practically. It took an hour to orient to an MCP and attempt to change a page. It doesn't matter if it runs for 24 hours if it can only do one half step every hour. You want a comparison? Watch this. I'm going to run ChatGPT 5.6 Luna, their smallest model, on minimum intelligence. I'm asking it to go out and research Meta Muse Glimmer, write up a summary on its performance, orient to HiveWiki via MCP, create a page, and put those contents into it. Let's see how long that takes. And time, right at the 1 minute mark. I go into HiveWiki and the dumbest Luna model has created an extensive page that it researched from the internet. That took 1 minute. It took Glimmer an hour. Let's give Meta their due. They created an open weights, readily accessible agentic model that is runnable on your local machine. It does integrate with powerful agentic harnesses like Hermes, but what I'm seeing on a real world task is that it's just not practical to run this for real workloads on consumer hardware. I'm excited about it being a promising direction, and tip of the hat to Meta for the work that they did, but the dream of a locally run 24/7 agent is just going to have to wait a little bit longer.